What's up, everyone, and welcome into episode number 526, where it is my honor and privilege to introduce a special guest during this episode, and that is Michigan Dearborn first baseman Mike Lemieux. How you doing, Mike?
Good, man. How are you doing?
Doing good. Appreciate you joining. I know you're kind of towards the end of, or trying to get to your winter break. I believe you're probably there already. So, how's
Yeah,
that been? Kind of getting away from school for a little bit.
man, it's amazing. I love it. I'm home with my family now. So I transferred back home. I was up in Port Huron for the whole fall, so kind of didn't see my family that much. But now I'm back home and living life to the fullest, man.
Yeah, which is obviously great. Get to celebrate a little bit of the holidays coming up, which I obviously hope you have a great holidays, a Merry Christmas, obviously New Year's as well coming up. But it has to be nice, like you mentioned, being home a little bit when you're away for the fall. We'll kind of get into that here a little bit of just how you end up eventually coming home more closer to family. But just kind of talk a little bit about how you end up joining baseball. Is it kind of like the typical story of like young kid starts t-ball, just kind of builds its way up? Because I know you have an interesting story about
hmm
like your family history, stuff like that as well that we'll get into.
Yeah, this is kind of different one than most people. I didn't play t-ball. I didn't really start picking up baseball till I was I'd say well, 10 years old. I was always a
Okay.
hockey player. So obviously my grandfather played high level in the NHL, coached high level, and so hockey was my main sport for forever. So I got to about like 10 years old and I was like, I want to try both hockey and baseball because like my grandfather played like baseball growing up too. So I was like, might as well give it a shot. So gave it a shot. I loved baseball. I loved hockey, and I got to seventh grade. I got to the point where it was I choose because I was doing two travel sports. I got to choose either do I stick with hockey or do I try to pursue baseball, and I ended up choosing baseball, which I'm very happy I did.
Yeah, I was just gonna say you mentioned your grandfather played in the NHL, coached at a very high level. You kind of started just hockey in general at a really young age. So like did it really seem like you were going to kind of go down the hockey path for the majority of your life? Like, is he a big reason why? Like, I know you have a very high level sports family background, not just specifically your grandpa, but like obviously when you have a relative that performs at that high level, you can understand wanting to start that path at a young age. You see, hey, maybe this is the sport for me as well.
Uh, Yeah, I always grew up thinking, man, I'm gonna be like my grandfather and play in the NHL one day. I was set in stone on that. I was like, I'm going to do it no matter. No one's gonna tell me different. And then reality kind of set in, like, because hockey was kind of God given to me. So I was like, I didn't push myself to the fullest. So I really wanted to play baseball because I had to train harder than I ever had to train in my life. I had to push myself a lot harder, and I mean, making that decision was tough to stop playing hockey because that's like everyone in my family, cousins, everyone plays hockey. So making that switch from hockey to baseball was tough and difficult at some points. I thought my grandfather would be disappointed, but he was not at all. He was very happy. He's like, "I want you to be happy." So I ended up choosing baseball.
Which is the good thing, right? Like you want your family to be happy for you. It doesn't want to feel like a certain situation where they're like, you kind of need to stay in the sport. Like this is just something everyone has done, but obviously having that family support had to be huge for you.
100%. I mean, my family played a crucial part in everything on my sports journey. Like my dad coached me from when I was young. My grandfather was a coach, a mentor to me. Like I looked up to him so much. Like me and him were super close. Like he'd always talk to me after every single game on what I did good, what I did bad. And just to have that family support, like my whole family, aunts, uncles, everyone is super, super supportive. And just having them but with me on my back kind of helped a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. And obviously having them back through a tough decision like you had to go through in seventh grade, deciding between, hey, do I want to continue hockey? Do I want to continue baseball? Why baseball? Was it kind of the fact that you mentioned of like, hey, you had to push yourself a little bit more, like maybe this wasn't something that was like given to me or something that is a little bit different. Like I kind of wanted to quote unquote stand out compared to like everyone else in my family.
100%. That was a big reason, and also I struggled, like many people, I struggled with bad mental health problems during hockey
Okay.
because my teams were either we'd win the game and I was their best friend, or we'd lose the game and I was their worst enemy. So it was kind of just like took a big toll on me, like on my mentally aspect of it. So then like it really kind of it made the decision a lot more easier when I like, I was like for the better, like I'm gonna be more happy playing baseball than I would hockey because I didn't wanna deal with, like, the abuse I was getting from my teammates, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because you were a goalie in
Yeah.
hockey, so, like, a lot of the eyes are on you if you wanna specifically mention, like, you're the center of attention. Like, if you perform well and you guys win, you get all this praise, or some people might say, like, if you perform well, you're making saves, that's exactly what you're supposed to do, and if you're
Mhm.
not performing well, you lose, then everyone's gonna blame on you and say, "Hey, like, why didn't you play well? Why didn't you save this? Why didn't you save this? If you would have saved this shot, we would have won this game." So it's kind of like a double-edged sword a little bit, kind of playing the position that you did, and I can see why that can be very difficult, especially mental health wise for that specific stuff.
100%.
And then I also know that during pretty early on in your baseball journey as well, I think you were a catcher for a few years as well. What was that kind of like that transition from like a goalie to a catcher? Is it pretty similar, a little bit different? Obviously, kind of leadership goals, like communication is going to be a big part of it, but it's two different sports, two different positions.
Yeah, 100%. They kinda go hand in hand. I mean, you had, like, the leadership, you're kind of controlling it 'cause you can see everything from goalie, you can see the whole play, from catcher, you see everything. Kinda the same, I mean, the only other difference, a round object coming at you, you know what I mean? It's, like, bigger. That's really the difference, man, and it's just I'd say the hardest thing about catching was, like, battling the knee problems, 'cause in playing goal, like, you still have some, but, like, I was on my like, squatting down for probably 15, 20 minutes on end, and my knees just took a big shot, and eventually got to the point where I grew a little too much, I was too tall, and I was like, "I can't do this anymore, like, my knees hurt too bad," so I made a decision, you know what? Might as well switch over to first base.
Yeah, I was just gonna say you kind of grew into more of like what a hockey goalie would look like, a little bit taller, like you want to be taller, kind of a bigger guy, but like catchers you don't typically see like taller guys. So it's
Mhm.
kind of is it kind of ironic that you think a little bit about that, where you're like, hey, I would be kind of the perfect hockey goalie, but it just doesn't work out at catcher.
100%. There's times where, like, last year I went back, I coached my neighbor's, 14U hockey team, and
Okay.
I was their goalie coach, and it's kinda crazy to think to me, like, I would be the perfect stereotype for a goalie, and it's just kinda crazy because you kinda have the same role as a catcher, but, like, you wanna be shorter, you don't wanna be that tall, you know what I mean? So it's, like, kind of crazy how it's, like, the same idea of a position, but you gotta be completely opposites.
Yeah, exactly. And that's just like you mentioned the interesting part of it, but then there's still kind of the communication part of it that truly translated a little bit over to the baseball side of things. But then also, you still have to have that communication at first base as well. Like you're going to be kind of a big deal. Obviously, you're going to be probably in a majority of the plays. Is that why you kind of made the transition over to first base? Because it truly seems like if you're a catcher from past conversations or from like people that have been catchers, it's either you typically go to like third base, first base, maybe right field or pitcher.
100%. I mean, you kinda nailed the spot on there. I kinda thought, like, also because 'cause I'm a power hitter, so me and my high school coach, man, he's done a lot for me. He decided, "Hey, you're a bigger dude." I still have the splits to this day. I'm 18, I still have the splits, still pretty flexible. So I was like, "You know what?
Which
Might
is
as well."
impressive in my
Yeah.
opinion. I can't do splits, and I don't even want to try to. I would probably hurt myself, honestly.
Yeah, a lot of people have tried and, different outcome that I got.
Yeah.
Like, no, I mean, kinda fit the role to the T almost, like, "Hey, we need a taller dude, can make the plays, still got a glove, got a bat on him," and kind of they're like, "Hey, you can do both. Why don't you go right there?" So I went there and I found my new home.
Yeah, a little bit less physical wear and tear on your body as well, but you still have kind of the key aspect of being a part of every single play as well.
100%. I'm still always in the play and kind of you're kinda also, like, I'd say, like, the backup leader almost, because like, the play has to run through you pretty much to like be successful, I want to say. Like, so you still had that big leadership aspect, but just a little bit of less. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. There's like the leadership aspect of it, but there's also that dependence on you to make a play. Like you mentioned specifically, like I'm sure picking is probably one of the best feelings in the world is when you pick a bad throw. Like I'm sure that's something that obviously it's different like at your past position, but it's not something that like you're unusually like unknown to. So I feel like that kind of part of the transition probably was a little bit easier, just kind of basically getting yourself in front of the ball and not letting it get past you.
100%. It's the best. I'd say it's one of the best feelings in the whole entire world. You know, just kind of bailing out your team, because then you kind of have your whole team. The dugouts behind you, the coaches are behind you. Like they bring you up more when you make those clean plays. You make those tough picks, like the in betweeners. Like that makes you like it's a big sigh of relief because you're in your head you're thinking, oh crap, like this ball's in the dirt now, I gotta go pick it. And you're like your brain's going haywire, and then once you finally like bang, you stick it, you pick it. I mean, you get that sigh of relief, and like everyone's like your like best friend.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously that's a great feeling, but it's also, like I mentioned, a different position. So, how difficult was kind of the transition? Because I know one huge part of first base is obviously making the play, but it's also footwork as well. That's something that people don't truly talk about is like the footwork and how key that is. How long did it take you to kind of like settle in and like learn like the correct footwork at first base? And how long did it kind of take to like settle in and kind of become natural for you? Because every position is different, but like first base is a little bit more different than any other of the infield positions.
100%. It took me a good solid like month and a half to kind of like get that footwork down because
Okay.
me and my it wasn't that big of a switch for me, but I know some people has a big switch because I kind of pick things up quickly, and like I've kind of been here and there, like my youth days, like I play a little bit of first, but obviously when you're youth, you just kind of, hey, throw it to me over here, you know what I mean? But when I hit high school is when I really started switching from catcher first, and I had the best coach I could have ever asked for. Like
Okay.
they knew what they were doing. They gave me all the drills I needed to do. Like they'd stay with me after practice, would work on it,
That's awesome.
and so it kind of helped me pick up easier because like I had the people that helped me the most and like they did the most for me. Like it helps having good coaches, but I'd say if you did it on yourself, it'd take you a while because to learn everything by yourself is very difficult.
Exactly. And obviously, you mentioned the coaching as well to truly help you at the start of high school. But for a lot of people, when you start high school, it's kind of the time where they have to make a decision on if they want to continue their sport. Like, that's just kind of the way college athletics is nowadays. And I'm sure that's something that you experience. Did the transition or change in position ever like change your mind at all about like, hey, like I can do this in college? Or did it really truly kind of take to that change it to first baseman to make you realize like, hey, like maybe this is something I want to continue to do? Or was it kind of back to seventh graders when you truly decided that like, hey, no matter what position, no matter where going, I'm going to be a college baseball player?
No, not really, because for me, back in my mind, I kind of always kind of wanted to play college sports.
Okay.
When I was catching, I wasn't really liking the position, obviously. So I was like, part of me was like, I don't really know. I'd be happy going and playing in college, obviously. But like part of me just said, hey, I just want to play high school baseball and see where it takes me. And then as soon as I made that switch, I knew for sure I wanted to play college baseball.
And then obviously once you made that decision that you wanted to play college baseball, it's about obviously executing, it's about playing well. Just talk a little bit about like kind of like your high school career and just really how it's led you to St. Clair Community College. I know in the introduction that wasn't the original place. Obviously you're at Michigan Dearborn, but it wasn't that them either. Like it was Adrian at first. So you've kind of gone through a little bit of some changes throughout your time, but obviously you're playing college baseball now.
Yeah, 100%. So start like I never played a full high school season. I was either hurt
Really?
or I
Okay.
had family problems. So my junior year, I played 2 weeks.
Wow.
I had torn a ligament in my foot. Freshman year, messed up my knee late in the year. Sophomore year, messed up the same knee again. And then junior year is when it really kind of hit me because like junior year, I almost quit baseball. Uh,
Okay.
I had partially torn a ligament in my foot. We do a Florida trip, so I tore it down there. And I came home. The docs told me, I said, "Hey, you're gonna be out for a while." He said, like season's like 2-ish months almost. And he told me, "Hey, you'll be back for maybe a week of the season." And I was like,
Okay.
that kind of hurt. So I almost kind of said, you know what, I'm done. Like I keep battling these injuries. I can't ever stay healthy. Like so then I talked to my grandfather. I asked my mentor. He's like, no, just stick with it. Everything happens for a reason. Stick with it. Stick with it. So I stuck with it. Senior year comes around. That summer of senior year, I was in talks with Adrian College.
Okay.
And they're the only offer I ever got. Um, so I committed there in the fall of my senior year. And then I had talks with because my high school varsity head coach was the reason why I got the offer. I had talked with him. I said, "Hey, you know, Adrian's a great place to develop. Like, I want to be the best place. It's the best place for me to develop, right? But at the same time, I don't want to go and sit and develop. I'd rather go play." So I decided I'm gonna go to junior college. So I reached out to the school in Port Huron with Coach Rich Robinson. He gave me an offer. I had committed there. And like a week or 2 before the school year, started, he had resigned from that job and had taken the opportunity to go to Michigan Dearborn to be the pitching coach.
Oh, okay.
And so when he left, I was like, "Oof, that's kinda that blows," because like, he's the coach that recruited me, so now I don't know what my future leads, you know what I mean, next 2 years. So I get there, I've decided it's not the place for me, so I reach out to Coach Rich. I was like, "Hey, this isn't the place for me. Do you guys have any spots open?" So we continue talking, and then I go to their camp, see all the coaches, whatnot. Had a great camp, and then I get offered, and then I knew as soon as I got offered that that was my spot for me to go. So then I
That's awesome.
committed there, and now it led me back to home and go to Michigan Dearborn.
That's awesome, and ironically, I had John Stavola on, which obviously you're not Michigan Dearborn currently, but like he's going to be a future teammate of you, a knuckleballer as well. So you're going to have to face off against him, which I know is going to be really interesting. I know you have faced a little bit of a knuckleball in the past as well, so there's a little bit of familiarity with that as well. But I want to kind of get back to the point where you talk a little bit about where you're considering like quitting, kind of getting done at that point. What can that do, like, to your mental psyche? Because, like, you've worked so long and so hard for years. You quit a sport that had a ton of family or background to do this sport. You go through all these injuries. You want to play college baseball. You finally figure out that, hey, first base is for you. You're really excited. And then your junior year, everything just completely falls apart in front of you.
Yeah. So once I tore that ligament, I kinda thought, "Well, this could be it." Like, 'cause he told me that it's a strong possibility that I'll fully recover from it, but he also said that there's a possibility that it just keeps happening, right? 'Cause it's a weird spot in my foot, and so I was like and he's like I was like, "What are the chances that it's gonna keep happening?" Well, it's like 30% chance that it could keep reoccurring. So then I was, like, kinda just debating, well, with my parents, I had a long talk with my parents and my grandfather, and I was just talking with them, and I was like, well, if it keeps happening, then, like, there's no point for me to keep playing because 'cause I'm just gonna keep missing out years and years of my life. I could go start a new career, you know what I mean? And so and that, like, that really hurt my when he told me the doctor told me that, that hurt my mental health a lot because it was, like, the sport I love, sport I love playing. I've devoted pretty much my whole entire life to this. Like, I'd stay late to hit at practice and whatnot, so I pretty much took no social life and just had an athletic life. And it hurt a lot when he said that it might keep happening, and then I finally decided I've talked to my grandparents and my parents, I was like, "I'm gonna stick with it. I don't care if it keeps happening," because my mindset at that point was, "I'm just gonna push through. I'm just gonna play. If I tear it again, I tear it again. I'm just gonna keep pushing through and
Yeah,
play until I can't." Right? So
exactly.
then that's what kinda sparked something in me to like, "Hey, you know what? You need to put your head down and just grind. Just grind and make sure it doesn't happen again. Strengthen it up." So that's when I I still train with him now. I train with this guy called Brandon Webb, Webb Human Performances. I train
Okay.
with him, and he kinda did a lot for me, strengthening every kind of muscle. He strengthened my foot a lot, so we got that
Yeah.
back, and I haven't torn it ever again since,
Oh,
knock on
that's
wood,
awesome.
right?
Yeah.
So, I praise him the most, like, he got me here, he strengthened me up so much, like, I train with him every day, 4 days a week.
That's
So
awesome. Yeah, and you have to have like a different like feeling kind of towards baseball and appreciation because of it. Like you understand what it's like to go through those injuries, having that uncertainty of like a college career. Now, obviously, you are having that. Like you had a fall ball at SC4. Now you have Michigan Dearborn, which was going to be the coach you were originally going to play for. It sounds like you're extremely excited about that, but your appreciation for the sport has to be completely different than it was like even when you're loving it at first was saying I want to do this in college.
yeah, 100%. Because as, like, all my high school coaches told me, "Hey, like, you love baseball, but now it's a game in high school, it's just a game." But they always told me that it's a job. Once you get to college, it's a job. It's not a game, it's a job. And I was like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah," like, thinking, "Oh, they're just saying that," you know what I mean? Like, they all played college sports, just, like, kinda joking around, like, "Yeah, okay, yeah,
Yeah.
whatever you say goes," you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when I got to college is when I really started to realize, yeah, they're right. It is a job. It's a full-time job. Having to balance the college academics, baseball, workouts, everything on top of that is it's very hard, and I can only imagine, like, what it's gonna be like in the spring. Now, I only had a fall, right? So, I mean, yeah, you're still playing games. We're not traveling every weekend. We're not playing games on the weekdays. Right?
Exactly.
We're just playing maybe 1 game a month, right? And we're playing on the
Yeah.
weekends, Saturday and Sunday. So, not having to really travel and miss school. So, like, knowing that, like, I can understand why they always said it's a full-time job when you get
Oh
to
yeah.
college.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm sure that made it definitely not only an interesting transition, obviously going from playing it, doing it what you love to kind of like quote unquote full time job. But did you have like any like welcome to college moments at St. Clair Community College? Like because it was just so different, like is there anything that kind of stands out? Or was it more of just kind of the rigorous like academics, the rigorous schedule, the practices? Was that really kind of your welcome to college moment? Like, there's not exactly one, but just kind of the different feel of it compared to high school.
Yeah, 100%. I didn't really have, like, the true, like, how everyone says a welcome to college moment yet. I mean, obviously, who knows? I could have one next whenever we start, but it just kind of like going to practice with 47 dudes and just battling it out was, like, really the change for me. Like, that was because we had a 47-man roster, so really, like, that was, like, the the challenge, I could say.
Yeah, and also it's different, right? Because in high school, for a lot of those guys, like obviously some of them has the goal of playing in college, but like once you're in college, especially at the JUCO level, like these are guys that want to grind and they understand the grind, and these guys are wanting to continue to play 2 years in JUCO, 1 year in JUCO, and then go on to a D3, D2, D1 sport. Like it's not maybe the most glamorous thing in the world, but if you want to talk about like guys that truly want to grind and understand and love the sport, like that is exactly what JUCO is. And in high school, there's guys that love it, but they know that hey, I got 4 years. In JUCO, it's like you need to compete, you need to start, you need to play so well, or there's going to be someone right behind you.
100%. It kinda sparks a fire under your butt a little bit. Like, you kinda have to, like, you can't take it for granted anymore. Because in high school, you take it for granted, right? But now in college, like, it's every kid on a college team is everyone's high school's 3 and 4 hitter. So there's always that way I look at it, there's always someone that's coming for your spot, right? You're not gonna just sit there and just like, "Okay, yeah, I'm gonna start," all that stuff, right? You gotta have to, like, battle for it 'cause it's not when you got 47 guys on the roster, you got 3 to 4 guys in each position. Like, our
Exactly.
catchers, we had 7 catchers battling for 1 spot, right? So it's kinda you kinda have to perform at your A game every single day. You have to show up, you have to perform, or else there's someone else there.
Yeah, and that's obviously the good thing about it because you're going to get pushed, you're going to get better. There's that competition. There's also the connectivityness between everyone, like that really forms like chemistry between people. Hopefully, forms more chemistry than anything negative. Like, hey, I don't like you because you're in front of me. That typically doesn't happen at most colleges. Some, but not most. But that's just kind of the unique thing that you're kind of going through right now is going through just that competing because you mentioned like everyone prior to college, 3-4 hitter. Like if you performed bad for a couple of games, there wasn't really that person right behind you that you're necessarily super worried about. But then now there is. And I think that's the cool thing, but also the thing about college athletics that is a little bit different is I don't want to say you always have to worry about things because if you always do worry about things, you're not going to perform well. But there's always going to be people behind you pushing you to get better.
Yeah, 100%. Like all 4 to 7 of us, we were the closest I've ever been on a baseball team. Like we were brothers, right? Like, cause on a community college, you got kids that live in the area. You got kids like me that live an hour and 30 away. We have kids from Canada on our team because we're by Sarnia. So we have kids from all over. And so kind of being, like, as close as we were, like, we'd, like, go out in town together. We'd do, like, go have, like, a poker night and whatnot at someone's house. We go have, like, a team the dinner at people's houses, like, we were so close that, like, there's no bad blood between you, but, like, in practice, like, I have a different side of me, like, I kinda put my head down and just grind, like, I'm not, like it's not like you're my enemy, but it's, like, you're not my friend during practice, but, like, once as soon as practice is over, like, you're my best friend, like, I can be battling for my spot and in practice, I get my job done, and after practice, right, you're my best friend, like, it's kinda like those things you kinda have to have a switch to you. That's like you have to be like a leader, but you can't be a prick to people, like, you have to have that in between, but you also have to get your stuff done because if you just take it and like, "Hey, what's up, buddy?" Like, just messing around, like, a college coach will find that, and they don't care that because 'cause you're just another guy at that point, you're another guy.
Yeah, yeah, you're just another guy on the team. There's 2 or 3 other guys at the same position that they'll be happy to I don't maybe not happy, but they'll be able to put up there at any point, and these are guys that they also recruited. So these are guys that they also like, and it's just kind of a part of the ever, like, changing, but, like, just what college athletics is.
100%, 100%, like, you just can't take anything for granted anymore, like, it's kinda nice to know that there's got always someone there that's gonna be behind you or in front of you. There's always someone there, like, you're never always gonna have an easy road. Like, once you hit college, like, it's hard. It's a grind, like, you have to put your head down and grind. Cause if you don't, see your spot's taken before you even know it.
Exactly, and obviously things didn't necessarily work out at S SC4. You're now at Michigan Dearborn, which I know you mentioned is a little bit closer to home. How nice is it, quote unquote, being back at home? You mentioned you were an hour and a half away at SC4, but now you're a little bit closer to home. I understand, and you talked a little bit about just how important family is for you. That had to be not only obviously the only factor because you mentioned your coach, but that had to be a huge factor. And it had to be super nice to be back home.
100%. My family is, like, my everything. Like, I love my family so much. They did so much for me in my recruiting journey. They did so much for me in everything I've done. Like, being close to them is, like, it means everything to me because I have someone to rely on that can help me, that pushes me even more. Like, I call my mom when I was at school. I do it, like, once a week. I call her, like, once a week, right? So I'd now that I'm home, I talk to her every single day. I talk to my dad every single day, my sisters, you know what I mean? Like, they've helped me become who I am today so much. Like, they play a crucial role in my entire life.
Yeah, and it's going to be nice to have them right there because I'm sure they're going to come to basically every single one of your games if they can make it, or like come to home games. Like you're going to have that familiar support with them as well throughout the process. And then obviously you mentioned like you can go home as well, which is the cool thing about JUCO is that you have these types of opportunities.
Like, I honestly, I think for kids that listen to the podcast, like, I think you should really consider the JUCO route because it helps you as a player so much because I've learned so many more things that I did at JUCO that I may have learned at a D3 that I was gonna go to at Adrian. Even though they're a powerhouse, I think I've learned more, at a JUCO than I had because it teaches you that grind aspect of it. It teaches you It teaches you all you like really like need to know for college baseball and college sports, like what to expect. Like I got there, I didn't know what to expect, and it kind of kicked my butt. Like it was a wake up. You know what I mean? Like it was like oh crap, like you need to go now. Like you need to start grinding because obviously there's another guy. Like you don't want to be just another guy because if you as soon as you become
Exactly.
just another guy, the coach is gonna look right past you every single day.
Exactly, and it also probably taught you if you really loved the sport or not. Like, you kinda have to love it through the grind, especially when you don't have all these, like, facilities or all these, like, really nice amenities. Like, you truly are gonna figure out the most about not only yourself as an individual, but what you truly think about your sport, because if you don't love it, if you don't love the grind, if you don't love all these flashy things, at JUCO, for most JUCOs, some JUCOs, but most JUCOs, you're not going to get that. So you truly have to love the sport in order to continue to do it and continue to not only thrive, but want to continue to play there and hopefully build on to a future beyond that.
100%. It kinda you can kinda tell when you get to that first day of practice on who loves the sport, who doesn't. Because we had kids the first week of practice that quit, right? You can kinda tell that college baseball wasn't made for them. Like, you have to truly love the game to want to play college baseball because it's not just a game at this point. It's like I said, it's a job, right? Like,
Exactly.
you need to truly love the game to wanna play after high school. It's and if you don't, you'll have a rude awakening, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, which obviously I know that you love the game. We've talked a lot about just that love of the game, family support as well. But what are you looking forward to most in the spring when you're finally practicing with Michigan Dearborn, when you play your first game there? Is it just playing back at home? Is it with family close? Is it getting close with with your teammates? Is it the coaches? Is it everything? Because I also know that Michigan Dearborn as well, I believe at least for a couple of games every year, you get to play at Michigan as well, which from talking to John and talking to other Michigan Dearborn players, that has to be so cool being able to play at that stadium as well.
100%. I'm most excited and looking forward to kind of just getting with the team, bonding with the team. I got a teammate coming down with me from SC4 to come to Michigan Dearborn. So kind of like me and him are gonna go there together, like you know what I mean? Like kind of bonding with that team and like I want to say turning the program around, right? Because from what they told me, they didn't have a strong program like the last couple of years, right? Like I want us as a team to kind of like just turn the program around, like kind of like make a name for like the school, right? I mean,
Exactly.
their sports are like good. Like I got a couple buddies that play basketball there, like and they're kinda saying the same thing, like, their goal going in there is to turn the program around, like you said, playing at Michigan, it's an honor, you know what I mean? You still got that black M on your hat and on your jersey, right? Yeah, it says Dearborn underneath, but you're still representing that school, right? And it's truly just an honor. I mean, it's an honor to play for any college, right? I mean, because
Exactly.
it's like 1% of athletes go play college, so, like, knowing, like, that how lucky I am to be a college athlete, it's like it means the world to me.
Absolutely. And you mentioned your teammate coming down with you. I do have to kind of put you on the spot here. Who committed first out of the two of you, and whoever committed first to go to Michigan Dearborn? Was there any sort of somewhat convinced you of trying to follow the other one down?
Honestly, to be honest with you, it was kind of like boom and boom, right?
Okay.
Like, I don't really know who committed first, to be honest with you, because we kind of got like, we went to the camp together. We kind of got the phone call together, like spontaneous. And like, we never really talked, but I'm pretty sure I committed first.
Okay.
And I got the phone call first. And I kind of knew, like, as soon as I got as soon as I was gonna, if I got a phone call, right? Cause like, if I got that phone call, knew I was gonna come here, right? Me and him have been talking the whole since like the end of the semester, like end of the season, which is like end of October, and kind of because we had like a couple months where we're just doing our school. We're kind of talking to each other on like we both don't think it was a place for us. You know what I mean? Like I think like because he lived 30 minutes from there, right? So he's kind of doing what I was doing. Like he's away from his family, right? It's like he talked to me about how it was like being away from his family, like that kind of distance, right? And like I did a little bit convincing, but at the same time, we both knew we were gonna come here if we both got the opportunity.
Yeah. And obviously, it has to be nice having some familiarity with him as well. Like you just went through fall, so you at least know one guy. And ironically, what's funny enough is he plays catcher at catcher, which was your former position as well. So I know that you're really excited to obviously have him coming to Michigan Dearborn. I know you're really excited to get to meet some of your teammates as well. But what's just some of the goals for this year? Is it like a certain record? Is it a certain hitting percentage? Is it just the whole idea of like, hey, let's turn this around? Because last year you specifically mentioned like the last couple of years, it's not been a program that has done super well. They've kind of struggled recently. I know that people are really excited about the new pitching coach, which I know you mentioned, Coach Rich. There seems to be some excitement about it.
Yeah. I'm most excited. I mean, I'm most excited just to get this going. Like my family's a big I'm a Notre Dame fan, right? Me and my dad are Notre Dame fans, but everyone else in my family is a Michigan fan to
Yeah,
kind
how
of
did
rep.
that happen? I need to know how you became a Notre Dame fan when there's a rivalry between Notre Dame and Michigan. Should be
Yeah,
played a lot more often in football.
it
I
should
am
be.
sad that is not that should be a protected rivalry in my
It
opinion. Should be played every single year. But yeah,
it should
how
be.
does someone from Michigan become a Notre Dame fan when there's a dislike for each other?
Yeah, so my dad's best friend growing up, he played soccer at Notre Dame,
Okay.
and my dad was gonna play hockey at Notre Dame, but decided to take his career a different way.
Okay.
So kind of he grew up like rooting for Notre Dame his whole entire life, and kind of like everyone's like how the parents support. So like I support Notre Dame because he loved it, and I just become a diehard. Like me and him go to
Yeah.
games. Well, now I'm a little bummed. Obviously, we didn't make the playoffs. I'm a little bittersweet about it.
Yeah, I was just going to say we could probably go on for another 20, 30 minutes on why Notre Dame should have made playoffs
Oh yeah,
over Miami, but I won't go there because I don't want to I'm sure you don't want to rehash that moment
oh
when you
yeah,
found that out. So,
yeah. No, so that's how I became a Notre Dame fan. I mean, Michigan's my
okay.
number two, but I mean,
Yeah.
obviously Notre Dame is my always gonna be my number one. So yeah, but no, getting back on my goals is kind of I wanna make a name for myself in college sports, you know what I mean? I wanna kind of as a freshman, I wanna obviously start like everyone does, right? So
Exactly.
I gotta work my butt off because the coaches already know what these guys got, and they don't know what I got yet. So I'm gonna kinda come in there, show them what I got. You know, for me, I wanna batter on 300, you know what I mean? It's a good number. It's I mean, if you're batting on 300, you're getting at least 1 or 2 hits a game, right? Like, I kinda wanna do that. I mean, obviously, I wanna keep my power up there, so I wanna kinda hit at least, like funny to say, 6 or 7 home runs this year. I know it's the trend nowadays, 6 or
I was just
7.
going to say, ironically, you choose 6 or 7. You could have chose any two
I mean,
numbers, but
I
I'll let
got
that pass. So,
yeah, I had 6, throughout summer ball last year, and, in high school, I had 4 in high school
okay.
and 2 in summer ball. I've led my team in home runs, so I kinda wanna lead my college again in home runs. That'd be kinda cool. I kinda wanna have a clean sheet in the field, right? I wanna pick everything. Like, I don't want
Yeah.
I wanna be a guy they can rely on. Like, I wanna be
Yeah.
a solid man that no matter where the ball is, no matter where it's thrown, I'll catch it.
Yeah, yeah, because that's again like part of your job as a first baseman is to make the play, be kind of that trustworthy one, but also power as well. Who doesn't love guys that can hit dingers? Like if you have the opportunity to hit dingers, I'm sure you'll take that every single day of the year.
Yeah, 100%, and I wanna add one thing. I'm not the quickest guy, right? But every year I've averaged at least 1 stolen base, so if I can keep that up, 1 stolen base a year, I'll be the happiest man in the world, right? So I wanna get at least 1 stolen base in college would be pretty cool.
I love that. I love that. Usually there's not that support or love for bigger baseball players, but I feel like everyone loves like a bigger baseball player that steals a base or two. Like
Yeah.
everyone goes crazy, and it seems like that's something that you enjoy yourself as well.
100%. Like, I'm not the quickest guy to start, but when I get moving, I get moving. Like, if I unhook that trailer, I unhook that trailer. Like, I
Oh
have
yeah.
every year of high school, I average a triple. Don't know how, but I do.
Hey,
Um,
it works, right?
yeah, hit it where they're not, is that's my philosophy. Right, and so, if I can get a stolen base, because it boosts the morale of the team, right? When a bigger dude like Alejandro Kirk this year, first career stolen base, when he stole it, the Blue Jays went crazy, right? Like, obviously, it boosts and it makes the team, like, bond better, you know what I mean? Like, they got something to laugh about. So
Absolutely.
that's my goal. I'm kinda gonna come in there and just, like, try to just, like, fit in with the team and whatnot, and when I play, boost the morale.
Exactly, or hit it into any of the gaps, and just you just see it just continue to go, and you just see someone slide into third base, and everyone's going crazy. Like anyone that hits a triple at anyone goes crazy for that.
Yeah,
So
100%.
obviously, you haven't played your first game, you haven't had your first practice at Michigan Dearborn, but I'm assuming the goal is to play beyond JUCO, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I kind of figured because obviously like the journey you've kind of gone on, how far you've came, especially dealing with injuries. Like if I'm you, I would want to play as long as I possibly can, which is something that you seem to want to do.
Yeah, that's my goal. My goal is to honestly play as long as possible, right? Like I trained with an MLB guy, Owen Carpellotti. He got signed to free agency last year at the A's. You know, I kind of like I call him I would joke around. I had a shirt from Adrian said top dog, right? Me and him joke around about it all the time. We're like, who's gonna be the top dog this year? Is it gonna be me or you? Kind of like just we had that
Yeah.
little bittersweet rivalry that it's like me and him like talked about it. Like if me and him were walking on the street, people think we're being like rude to each other, but it's like kind of like how we see each other. We kind of have that bittersweet, almost like rivalry, even though we're on two different levels of the game completely. Like he's made it to where obviously every kid wants to be, right? I mean, he's not in the MLB yet, but he's made it to be on a team, right? And me and him had that bittersweet rivalry, even though I'm here and he's here, right? Like we had that little rivalry, which is kind of good because we kind of pushed each other.
I was just gonna say there's that competitive drive. Like if people looking in on you guys don't understand the situation, you specifically mention it. People are like, well, these guys don't like each other. Well, that's just kind of like the competitive drive or like what drives competition. And that obviously makes both of you guys better and makes you want to achieve what he has achieved. And I'm sure it makes him want to achieve even more, which is already signed. He's obviously, like you mentioned, not in the MLB, but like for you, like I'm sure that would be a lifelong dream to sign with an MLB team, which is,
Yeah,
I'm sure, probably a future goal of yours.
that'd be a dream come true because obviously like, when I played hockey, I wanted to be the NHL because I wanted to be my grandpa. You know what I mean? So, I mean, signing with an MLB team is anyone's dream, right? And for me, especially, like, I lost my grandfather last year, right? So, like, I want to, like, make him proud. Even though he's not here, I want to, like, make him proud, like, show him that all his coaching, all his tips, all his, like, mentors, what he did to me, like, paid off. Like, I want him to know, like, that I did it. Like, he is. Like, he made it. I wanted him to know that I made it. Like, that's my lifelong goal is to sign.
Yeah, and I know it was a year ago, but I'm sorry for your loss. I'm sure he's proud of you for how far you've come. Playing college baseball is a huge accomplishment as well. I'm sure he's proud of you for that. Hopefully, you get to continue to build on for that and continue to build on a legacy. And speaking of, like, what kind of legacy do you want to leave? Like, at the end of the day, let's say you have your last play appearance, you have your last at bat, you have your last out on the field. What kind of legacy do you want to leave there, but also at Michigan Dearborn when you're done in a year or two?
100%. I wanna honestly, I wanna inspire the youth, right? I feel most kids are scared. Like, I'm a big preacher, like, I'm a big preacher of, like, the gospel, and I'm a big preacher of mental health, right? I want obviously, one of the legacies I wanna leave is that I want people to know. A lot of people hide it, but I want a lot of people to know that I struggle with mental health. Everyone struggles, right? So I want kids to reach out and to talk to someone, right? But I wanna leave a legacy on, like, this kid was different. He had a completely different route. Like wasn't a D1 player right out of high school, right? He started at the bottom of the barrel at JUCO, and he worked his way up. Like I want kids to know that like there's a route for every person with a different path. Like I say all roads lead home, right? There's different routes. Like if you look at the MLB, not everyone was a top five prospect. Not everyone had 95 offers out of high school, right? I had one. I want people I want the legacy to leave that to know that no matter who you are, no matter what sport you play, no matter what you do, you know what I mean? I want like people to know that they're all roads lead home. Like all roads lead to greatness, right? I want people to know that just to don't quit, right? That's the biggest thing. Just don't quit. Like I mean, obviously, there's gonna be a time in your life where everyone wants to quit, right? Like I wanted to quit, but look at me now. I'm playing, I'm pushing, persevering. Like you're gonna get down on yourself, but just like you know, there's always someone there for you. Your coach is gonna be there. Your parents are gonna be there for you. Your friends are gonna be there for you.
Exactly.
Like just know that you're not alone.
Exactly, which is a huge thing, is because you're going to go through struggles. You're going to go through ups and downs in life. You're going to go through ups and downs in your career. I'm sure you're going to go ups and downs at Michigan Dearborn beyond that, but it's not all one journey. And not everyone has the same journey. You specifically mentioned about like, hey, not every like first round pick in the MLB draft like makes it. Like not everyone does that. And you can specifically point to a ninth round draft pick, 255th overall best pitcher in baseball. Obviously, it's not like you're like a 15th, 16th, 7th round pick, but a
Mhm.
lot of people would never guess that a ninth round pick to the Tigers streak, Scuba would be the best pitcher in baseball. Hopefully he stays in Detroit. Would absolutely
Yes.
love that. We will see if that happens. I at this point I'm kind of doubting it will, sadly. But hey, you know what? Not everyone has the same path, not everyone has the same type of journey, not everyone goes through the same just wavelengths, but it's about the journey. It's about getting better. It's about the support behind you. And I know that you have a ton of support behind you. And I know that you want to achieve great things. I truly hope you're able to achieve those great things. Have a great year at Michigan Dearborn, maybe a year or two. Go beyond that. Continue to achieve your childhood dream of playing in the MLB, playing, just signing with the team as well. And I truly think with the work ethic you have, you're going to have a great year and it's going to be a fun journey. And I would love to have you back on at some point, but it was a ton of fun having you on. Hopefully, this was worth your time joining.
100%, man. Great experience for me, and like, thank you for the opportunity, man. Well, I'll come back on for sure later on down the road. Like, and we'll kind of look back on this, like where I started and where I ended. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and like we said, it's not always going to be the same journey. You're going to go through ups, you're going to go through downs, but it's about the journey. It's about the people like along with the journey. And yeah, I would love to have you back on. It's been a really fun conversation. I know you have a workout here not too long, so hope that obviously workout goes obviously very well. But no, truly, thanks again for joining. It's been a ton of fun. Hopefully, it was worth your time, and I look forward to having you back on at some point in the future.
100%, man. Thank you again for having me out here. It was a great opportunity for me. 100%.
Abs- Absolutely. And that is a wrap to episode number 526. Thank you to Mike for joining and tune in to the next episode.